The slow start, obviously, their fast start, our slow start, got us off to a situation I didn't anticipate. I thought we'd get a little bit hit early. I thought that was a possibility. Didn't think it'd be to that extent. 13-0, I think. But then we started chipping away, get it down to 6, which is what I kind of continued telling our guys at halftime. Throughout the first half, and then it got away a little bit more in at the start of it, and then I really went into halftime telling guys we're going to turn this into a one-possession game, and we come out, we get stops to start the half, and we come out and go. I guess we got hot. We went 1 for 8 in the second half on 3, so couldn't make a shot. And we're predicated. Our mentality is on offense. If things aren't going great, it can really hinder us. And I told our guys we're going to turn this into a one possession game. We've had some comeback games. We just had the win at Baylor. So our mentality was we were going to come back in that halftime in the huddle and get the stop to start the second half, and just can't put a shot in. And it just seemed like we just never got confident. Also, I thought we'd handle attacking. It wasn't so much the turnovers in the press, but we didn't attack on the back end of it. And that's something we do pretty well, and we just didn't do it. So, bad decisions at the end of it. So I just didn't have I had no answers. I had no answers for this here today.
It seemed like there was a lot of layups that just rimmed
Yeah.
out. It's just one of those nights for your team. Also, the three-point shooting as well.
Yeah, no, the 3-point, obviously, the 1 for 20 stands out, but we have some stats where they said to me during the game that we were finishing around the rim. I think we missed like 3-point blank layups by ourselves early in the game. And that it's just where I'm trying to encourage, I'm trying to pick them up. We're going to make the next ones. And I think they just got, they just were not going with it. They could not respond, especially in that second half when it turned, and we looked like, and then they hit some shots and scored at the end of the clock, which wore us down to even more. So, I was certainly disappointed in how we played. I gave credit to Central Florida. I didn't do a good job having us prepared. I don't know if they did anything different than what we saw, but obviously, when he hits 3 threes to start the game like that, it does give some confidence to everybody else on the floor.
Coach, you guys started struggling shooting the ball from deep, as well as giving up 11 turnovers throughout the game. What challenges did UCF provide you guys on the defensive end?
Well, 11 is not a horrible. 1 for 20 is a tough. You're not going to win many games. I don't think anybody's probably ever won with 1 for 20 or 0 for 12 in the first half. So, that's an easy starting point. But yeah, the turnovers. We're a low turnover team. 11s to their 7. I just think probably the biggest difference of the 13 threes to 1 3 is 36 different points differential right there. So and I think our thing is we do make a pretty good amount of threes and shoot a pretty good percentage. So if you don't defend, which is one thing we tend to do well at times, and you don't make shots threes, and we're a pretty good shooting team, you're going to end up in a situation like this. So.
Coach, obviously you're kind of getting into the midst of the Big 12 schedule. I'm sure you guys have played in some tough environments, but was the crowd at all rattling the guys, or were they pretty calm for the most part and just struggling to hit the shots?
I think it was, I thought it was a good atmosphere, and that's what we're used to. It fits right into the Big 12, and interesting is we shot it well. I thought in shoot around this morning. I thought we shot the ball well, so I thought we had a good feeling going into it. So we got to respond with defense and rebounding if you're not making shots. But it was a great atmosphere, great arena, obviously great facility, and I'm sorry we didn't play better.
I know scoring's kind of a challenge for your team throughout the course of the season. Is it coming down to just execution, or do you feel like the the selection and the shot creation's been good enough?
I thought for the first half, I actually thought our shots were pretty good. I'll go look at it. You know, we talked about the layups missed, the threes. I don't think there were any real bad threes in the first half. I think we had lost. We had lost our way in the second half, and I think we made an initial run. I think again, getting the stops, getting some opportunities in transition, just kind of it finally wore us down in the second half. And you know, I mean, I'm talking there were some point blank layups and wide open threes, and a large number of them. So you know, it's not an excuse because you have to respond to those. And you're going to have these games. And maybe you can keep it close with your defense and rebounding, but we didn't.
Hey, Coach, man, Jonathan from 945 Media. It was a big, rebounding matchup between Mo and Ernest, man. So they was both, crashing boards going at it back to back. How has Ernest been a big impact when it comes to you guys rebound?
No, when he plays well, we win, and when he doesn't play as well, we struggle. So I mean, I think that's with most big guys and how it is. And I gotta have us. We didn't get. I thought Malik did some good things out there for us. I thought he was crashing and active, really, we just came up. They were hot. We weren't. The simplest put, and then that added to some of the rebounding differential too. So really hard to. It's tough to take for us. I mean, for me to play like we did.
You talked about the missed threes. It was the worst 3-point percentage in Big 12 history.
Is that right?
Yeah, UCF had the record before. How do you take that and kind of throw it out and move on to the next game?
Well, like I said, we improved in the second half. So yeah, again, when you get good shots, you feel good about it. I thought they were in the first half. So. Yeah, obviously, it's when you set records and bad records, it's you're going to put yourself in a situation.
Yeah, Coach. So you guys were like they said, 23 for 64. I guess UCF was just outrunning from the start. The momentum was phenomenal because they would just keep running, and they're really mostly a running team. So how efficient was guys had to make sure they had to just get back and play some type
Early they hurt us in transition, no question about it, and there was some breakdowns, the missed shots just kept adding up. I mean, they were constantly in transition because of the misses and long threes, long rebounds at times that they came up with, and that gave them some breakouts too. So, it wasn't our night.
Last question here, then we gotta go.
UCF goes to Kansas on Tuesday. You guys just played them this past Wednesday. Matchup-wise, what's kind of the key to hanging around with Kansas and what they can do?
Well, we got off to a good start in that game. We were up 14 actually in that game, and it got away from us, and we didn't shoot it well in that game either. So, their thing is defense this year. Their half-court defense is very good because of their size they put out there, and simply put, we just didn't get it done against them down the stretch. We had a lead at halftime, but they stayed with it, and again, we relied on jump shots, threes, and they didn't come through for us. And this was 40 minutes of not making any jump shots. So, but they score around the rim. They're different than us. They score well around the rim, so that's their thing.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you. Thank you, guys.
Coach.
Appreciate it.